Hello and welcome to the Valley. Today I am your host, Janet Michael. It is Tourism Tuesday, Shenandoah County edition, and that's where we are sitting today on the Haun patio, visiting the Haun residents today.
Yes.
This is a really nice spot.
Thank you. Yeah, it's the time of year that I get to really enjoy this space, and it's a little hidden gem.
And welcome back from camp.
Yeah, 4 weeks this year.
I still am boggled by how you do that. And why you do that,
much I
given the
love
fact
it.
that your
Oh my
children
gosh.
are not even at this camp anymore.
No, although my daughter did step in as a staff member this year. So it was like the first time in almost 10 years I got to spend with my daughter at camp, with either of my children at camp, which was really fun.
That is cool. Yeah, Dennis and I had quite a lengthy conversation about your camping adventures before we started recording the show last month for the music festival.
Right on. Yeah, no, I had the best year this year. It was awesome.
And you're bringing back someone who people may remember from the wee early days of the Valley today when we were live in the studio.
Yes.
All of the time. That seems like a lifetime ago, doesn't it? Because you've been with me from the beginning.
Yes, I
literally
started
from the
in,
beginning.
Like 2015 at Shenandoah County Tourism. So even before.
You've been doing this longer than I.
It's true. It's true.
So Brittany Clem-Hott is joining us, Tourism Development Manager for Shenandoah County Tourism. Welcome to the team.
Thanks for having me. It's so exciting to be back.
We're so excited to have her here. I'm just so thrilled.
So tell me a little bit about where you've been and what you've done and what you're doing now.
Well, it's been a while since about 2013 when I worked for the town of Newmarket as the events and marketing coordinator there. After a bit of time there doing marketing and events, you may remember the Crossroads Festival. It's still going today. That's something that I was really passionate about working alongside my team to create during my time in Newmarket, along with some other annual events and some facade enhancement grants and promotional items for the town of Newmarket. That was just such a wonderful experience with the people that I worked with there, and it's truly a genuine community there. And so it was really hard to leave when I made the step towards employment in the city of Harrisonburg, but I feel like it was the right move because now I can come back and share some of my experience throughout all of my positions held in the city of Harrisonburg and contribute to Shenandoah County on a broader basis, and specifically for the tourism department, which is a super fun and exciting and fulfilling opportunity in my life. I'm an inner Shenandoah County tourist myself, and so that makes it really easy to be able to go out and visit these destinations and share experiences with them and see how I can help them. I had worked for the Harrisonburg Parks and Recreation Department doing marketing and special projects, so focusing on a lot of environmental initiatives, sustainability initiatives, programming with special interest programs, the arts, and then I worked for the James Madison Edith J. Carrier Arboretum for a while doing marketing and PR. And then I returned to the city of Harrisonburg doing a communications and outreach role for the Public Works Department. It was very eye-opening working for that department.
Very different.
And very different, but very beneficial because I learned a lot about infrastructure. I learned a lot about transportation processes, a lot of public input, and a lot of community connection going on in that role.
Let's not forget, you also got married in that time.
That's right. Yes. I do have a partner in being a inner tourist, and we very much enjoy hiking. We very much enjoy water adventure, kayaking. We go camping, a lot of the outdoor recreation experiences, but we also are farmers ourselves. We have a Black Angus cow that was actually gifted to us on our wedding day by my grandmother, who has run a Black Angus cattle farm alongside my family members. Talk about woman power. She actually gifted us a cow for our wedding, so we decided, hey, we need to build fence. We ended up getting these very cute Nigerian dwarf goats, which are really fun. We have an Airbnb on our property, and our guests love to visit with these animals and live a little bit of the farm life when they come into our community. We have a front field that is about 6 acres, and we decided, you know what, we need a retirement plan because we're very busy people. And then one day when that day comes, we want something to do every day that's really special to us. And so we have decided to plant grapes, and we were about 4 acres into 3 different varieties of grapes in our front field. And so we hope to broaden that and work together locally with some wine makers and put out a good product that represents the community well one day. So that's what we call our retirement plan. People call us crazy, and I have a lot of respect for that because we are. But yeah, it's a wonderful partnership and a wonderful life right now, and I'm so glad that I get to work for the county I live in.
Kary, it's essential for her to have had not only all of this experience, but also to be a lover of Shenandoah County and the experiences that people can have here that live here, but that people can have when they visit here as well. She's well-rounded, checking all those boxes.
Completely, especially in the outdoor recreation area. I love our views and I love our hikes. When people come to visit, I'll take them on a couple of hikes, but I'm not really a big hiker myself. I enjoy it to some extent, but there are other things I really enjoy doing as well. But I just love that Brittany is able to go out and see all of the hikes and be able to speak to each one of them and talk about our water adventures and things that people can do when they come here and talk about it from like real world experiences. Like I can tell people about hiking to the tower, or about Big Schloss, and maybe even Storybook Trail. Some really good sort of short, but she knows all the hikes, like all of the ones that aren't like super popular that people really should know about if you're a really avid hiker. I just think it's fantastic.
We don't often talk much about how all of that comes together, because it's great to have all of this stuff, but if nobody comes, if nobody travels here, that makes it a little complicated from a tourism perspective.
Right.
So let's talk about what tourism is, right? Tourism is letting people know outside of our county what we have here so that they are interested in coming here, and then they spend their money in hotels and Airbnbs, and they spend their money in our restaurants and our shops, and they get to know the place as a destination and go home and they tell their friends about it, and they get to have a really wonderful experience here. It's a place outside of people's normal everyday lives. And when you consider our proximity to Northern Virginia, DC, Maryland, West Virginia, even places as far as like Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, it's a wonderful day trip.
Right.
And you get to actually be in a place that is so completely different from your everyday normal place. And one of the things that Jenna and I have always talked about, if you live here, you know what it's like if you've ever driven out 66 and you're in Northern Virginia, maybe you've gone to Dulles Airport, or maybe you've gone into the city for something, and you're coming back, and we talk about this all the time, we tell this story all the time. We are coming back and you get to that point, like right around Gainesville, Manassas, and then suddenly the road goes down to like 4 lanes.
You see green.
You start to see green. You see the mountains, and it's just like, I'm coming home, right? And that's the feeling that we hope that other people want to come out here and rejuvenate and have some peace and some quiet and enjoy our farm tours and our hikes and the things that are just a little bit slower pace of life that you can just, relax and enjoy nature where we are, and then go home.
And there's a lot of research behind who enjoys those types of things. And ideally, you want them to come more often. If they're only 4 hours away, even if they're 6-8 hours away, it's still a long weekend trip. You have the ability to know, who are those people? Are they going to enjoy it? Will they come more often? Because I would much rather sell somebody one time that will come back a half a dozen times over the course of a year than spend a ton of money to get one person to come one time. You guys know how all of that works behind the scenes.
We are always looking behind the scenes and always looking for new ways to identify who those people are, and also, you don't want to say tracking sounds really creepy, but you want to be able to study the analytics, right? Who's looking at our website?
Data is king.
Right? Who is requesting a visitor guide? Where are they staying? Where are they eating? Things like that. So that's part of our job, is to analyze who is paying attention and who is coming out here and who is enjoying what we have to offer. And we really work hard to target that drive market, the market of people who can come here for a weekend or stay a week and then drive home. Maybe they're not getting on an airplane and flying across the country to visit us, but they are able to just drive here and spend a couple of days and then go home. Those are definitely our biggest, if you will, customers, the people who come here on a quick weekend trip.
Yeah, and other ways that we gather some of that data is through website analytics, our social media platforms, tracking those things. And working together with our state organization, Virginia Tourism, they provide us a wealth of information on visitor spending habits or travel habits and behaviors. And so these partnerships are really important too, working locally across our boundaries a little bit to really share in who's coming here because of our geographic orientation. Maybe they want to come to the area for relaxation, but also maybe they want to experience that day hike. But then attracting them to come into our towns, because that's truly what makes Shenandoah County special and sets us apart from other destinations, is our small towns and the businesses and the people that are within them that can really provide these awesome experiences to our visitors. You could come to visit, to relax in one of our short-term rentals or one of our hotels, but then go to a caverns and in the same day go on a hike, go on a hot air balloon ride, go to a winery, kick
you
up your
can't
feet
do it
and
all in a
slip
weekend.
somewhere.
You have to come back more often.
And I'm glad you pointed that out, Janet, because we are seeing a change in habits, and visitors to our area aren't doing that week-long trip anymore. We're seeing more short-term travel, but more frequent visits, and so that's really exciting for us as well to get them back on multiple occurrences so that they can have experiences in different seasons in our locality.
And if there's one thing that people do ask when we go to tourism conferences and things like that, people ask, what is it about Shenandoah County? Because the Shenandoah Valley is broad. But you said something, Brittany, that I do want to make sure that we highlight. What is different about Shenandoah County? We don't have a city center. Our strength is that we have 6 small towns. We describe them as like a string of pearls along Route 11. They're equidistant, and each one of them has their own personality and vibe. And when you go through Strasburg, it's very different than Tomsbrook and Woodstock. Then you go to Edinburgh, and it's very different from Mount Jackson and then Newmarket. And each one of those towns, you can find lots of similar things, but you also find that it's all quite different.
And even to the east and west of us, we have Fort Valley adventure experiences. We have Rice Mountain Resort in Orkney Springs and Shrinemont, that they have all of these beautiful cottages that you can rest at the end of a long day of exploring out that direction. It's really wonderful, the diversity of what
you get to have
here.
a truly authentic experience when you stay either on Route 11 or you go out into the Fort Valley or you go out to Bryce Resort. You get off of 81 in Shenandoah County, you can definitely find an authentic experience.
Let's take a break. When we come back, can we talk some more behind the scenes tourism in the next segment?
Why not?
We're going to do all that when we come back. We are sitting on the Haun patio today in Shenandoah County for Tourism Tuesday. Brittany Clem-Hott is joining us. She is their new tourism development manager. Kary Haun, of course, is always my partner in crime for the show, except for once a year when Dennis steps in. And we're going to take a break and come back in just a couple of minutes. Hello, nonprofits. Have a project that's been sitting on the back burner? United Way NSV's Day of Caring returns on September 19th, and your nonprofit can be a part of it. This is the region's largest single-day volunteer event with over 900 volunteers ready to help. Whether it's painting, landscaping, organizing, or repairs, Day of Caring gives your organization hands-on support and saves thousands in maintenance costs. It's simple. Submit your project, let United Way match you with a team, focus more of your budget on what matters most, your mission. Learn more at unitedwaynsv.org/Day of Caring or reach out to dayofcaring@unitedwaynsv.org. Let us send helping hands your way. Welcome back to the Valley. Today, I am your host, Janet Michael. It is Tourism Tuesday, Shenandoah County edition. We're sitting in Woodstock today on the Haun patio, having a lovely conversation with my partner in crime, co-host Kary Haun. Joining us today is Brittany Clem-Hott. She is the new Tourism Development Manager for Shenandoah County Tourism. We talked a little bit in the first segment about the things that have to happen behind the scenes in order for the people to actually come here. Your customers, more or less, are these tourists, and you have multiple pockets of these people. It's not just we want everyone from Northern Virginia to come visit and stay for a week. It's couples, it's kids, it's no kids, it's people that want to have adventures with their pets, it's people that are going to stay for one night, people that are going to stay for 3 nights, people that are going to stay for 6 nights. It's also people that live here and don't have any idea about this museum or that winery. It is pretty broad, and it's why you have to do marketing campaigns and PR campaigns.
Yeah, so a lot of what we do behind the scenes, like marketing and PR, sometimes our inner tourists in our community, they're not exposed so much to some of those projects because we are targeting externally. We are trying to bring people into the area, and that is tourism. But there is also this component of our inner tourism efforts, and I do feel it's very important to create opportunities for our community to go out to these destinations and frequent them and learn about them. After all, our people are the people that are pounding the pavement telling our visitors about this community and about our wealth of amazing businesses here and tourism destinations.
They're our greatest ambassadors, are the people who live here, really.
Yeah, so we really want to start off by saying how important that is. But if you don't happen to see some of our current campaign efforts locally, it's because they're targeted. They're targeted to our external audience to bring these visitors in. And we have, I feel deeply, and I'll let Kary talk to the background of this campaign because she's been heavy in the creation of this and the work towards locking this campaign in. And I just want to say that coming into this position, it is one of the first times where I really felt that they have captured what it feels like to enter Shenandoah County and have experiences here. Kary, do you want to introduce?
Well, sure. So we've been doing this campaign for a couple of years now, and we have linked all of our current photography and video to a concept. The concept is Dreamers Always Welcome. If I could just read an excerpt from this, it's a place where waking up in the morning is the start of endless possibilities for adventure and celebration with friends. Whatever you dream of, come find it in Shenandoah County. And the idea is, yes, we all daydream. We daydream of being in a place where you can have solitude, you could have beautiful food, you could have fun with friends, you could have all of this in a beautiful setting. And so you'll find that if you see any of our ads in publications or social media ads, it's typically an image that is sort of quiet and restful and beautiful, colorful. You'll have a person in a kayak just looking off into the distance. You'll have children running across a field with their dog, or a family looking out an overlook and seeing the beautiful mountain ranges. And typically the captions in this, they all say Dreamers Always Welcome, but some of the captions would be like, I felt like I could touch 1,000 sunbeams, or I was still but the world danced around me. So you could see somebody looking off into a huge overlook.
It's really amazing because the campaign speaks to that restfulness that you can have here, but also that exhilaration of a hot air balloon ride.
An adventure.
And a mountain biking trail. And some of the phrases alongside this campaign really go along well with the images.
Oh yeah, with skydiving, for example, I threw caution to the wind and then jumped after it, right?
Like, I love it so much.
So good.
We do work alongside a firm that helps us target our audiences with this campaign so that we're making very specific decisions based on who we're trying to target with this campaign out in the DC area, Maryland area, Pittsburgh. We're even going down south to Hampton Roads area. We're seeing some visitation from there. All the people we can reach within a day's drive. Alongside that as well, I'm about to submerge myself in the world of MAPRA, which is a gathering of influencers and travel writers. This year it's in Reading, Pennsylvania. What we do when we go there as destination marketers, we submerge ourselves amongst these journalists and influencers, and we have our ideas and our itineraries prepared for what we want to promote in Shenandoah County, and we present that to these individuals, and we really do a lot of homework to try to pick out that one that has the best reach for our audience, but also is very interested in the topic that we're presenting to them. So I'm really excited about that opportunity that's coming up in mid-August, and we already have a wealth of travel writers and influencers visiting the area this fall. So
I don't think people from the outside looking in realize that you don't get featured in Southern Living magazine, in the Virginia Living magazine,
Just
or you
from
don't get
existing.
just because somebody happened accidentally to cross through your town. There is a lot of work behind the scenes connecting with those travel
Right.
writers, inviting them here, showing them all of the things. It isn't this magical experience that just happens
Like
by
somebody
accident.
who is a writer doesn't just happen upon Shenandoah County and then say, oh, okay, I need to write an article for Southern Living.
Because if that's how it happened, you'd get one every 23 years.
Yeah. Yeah, no, these are relationships that we have to develop with first a PR firm, because you can't just call up Katie Couric and say, hey, so
It's not
so
like
the-
calling somebody up at the local newspaper. This is a whole different
right.
level.
So having a relationship with a PR firm, and then that PR firm has vetted these writers and journalists, and then on top of that, the journalists and writers who are really good and who are really in these sort of big national publications also are vetting the PR firm, who is also vetting their clients. So you have to create these genuine relationships and be introduced to a writer, bring them here, and then have them stay here, and then create an itinerary of things for them to do, things that we want them to, and it has to be from their point of view. They could be a writer who really focuses on family travel. We've had writers here who only focus on 21 and up experiences, so wineries and breweries and other fine dining type of opportunities. Some people are just writing about things that you could do with your children, or multi-generational, or things to do with your pet. So it's really important to match that writer with the things that we have here to share. So we are finding that working with this PR firm over the last couple of years and pitching these stories to them, and then they pitch stories to the writers that they know. They help us write blogs, which you can see on our website, and then we add to that by writing our own blogs from a little bit more in-depth perspective from what we know from our boots on the ground. So all of that just creates like a kaleidoscope of interesting stories for people to read from the outside, and they can say, oh, this sounds like an amazing place to go and visit based on a story that I've read in Travel and Leisure, in a story that I've read in Southern Living, in a story that I've read in Virginia Living. And all of that works in concert with the social media posts, not just posts that we do, but sponsored ads that our digital marketing firm does.
Yep.
And-
SEO on the website, so that if I'm searching something in Shenandoah County pops up with a winery, I read that. The next thing you know, I'm seeing in my Facebook feed something else that's happening in Shenandoah County. All of that stuff, it's really, really cool, a little bit creepy, but really, really cool because that's how it all works.
Right.
It's all connected.
And we do this on a modest budget.
Right.
We like, this isn't,
Yeah,
we're
not
like
spending
out there
$3 million
spending,
a year and doing this kind of stuff.
No. But that's why having a diverse marketing plan is what is so important for us.
And building the relationships. I do have to say, coming into this position, my second week, we had 3 travel writers running about the county and different destinations.
Oh, we threw Brittany right in the deep end.
It was fabulous, though. It was just a fabulous experience calling the businesses and letting them know in advance that they're being visited by this travel writer, just to give them the opportunity to speak with these writers when they come into their business. And we have to thank our businesses for being so accommodating too when these people visit, because they are really providing them this quality experience in Shenandoah County. And that's one of the pieces to the puzzle, to have these great stories written about us. And so it's very important, and we're thankful for that participation and that enthusiasm. Our staff is really focused on staying relevant in the industry. It's not only these print publications, it's now segued into the digital world with influencers, and really having a specific idea of who you'd like covering the destinations in your area and the businesses in your area, so that they can get that out to their followers, is really important, because we are entering this digital world and staying relevant is really important to us as well.
I will say that we've talked a lot about all of these different efforts and all of these multiple layers of ways that we get the word out, but there really truly is a structure to it. And if you think of it like a funnel, you think of the work that we do on the broader level and getting those social media ads out, it's an awareness campaign, right? So you see our ad in the social media as you're scrolling. I will say that I was gone for 4 weeks outside of the county, and while I was gone, every time I scrolled, I saw ads for Shenandoah County, which I don't see while I'm here, but it's an awareness thing. You see it over and over again, and you are suddenly aware of where we are, and then
And that's a requirement. in our brains these days. It used to be 10, 15, 20 years ago, you had to hear something 3 times before it even made an impression in your mind. And now I think that's somewhere between 6 and 7 times because we're so inundated with other things, which also lends itself to that awareness. You got to be in all the places all the time.
Yeah, which is hard, but we're doing it. And then some of the things that we're doing in-house, doing print materials. We have a destination guide. It's an actual put it in your hand brochure that we send out to people when they do reach out to us on our website. I handwrite all of those addresses when somebody sends me a contact and says they'd like to have...
She takes it a step further.
Well,
she writes them notes too.
Yes,
do you have a dog? These are the dog-friendly places. Like, yeah, all of them.
That is one example of a print publication. We also do an outdoor recreation guide because it's not enough just to have a booklet that shows us where all of the restaurants and the points of interest are, but we would never be able to squeeze it in to show you like where all the hiking trails and all the places to put your boat in the water and things like that. So we have an outdoor recreation
guide. It would look
guide.
like War and Peace if you tried to put all of that stuff in one publication.
So we are currently working on putting together some new content for a new print of our outdoor recreation guide. We have something called a concierge map, which is just a little fold-up map that when you open it up, it's an 11 by 17 that shows a map of the county plus points of interest. If you flip it over, you can see a map of each of the 6 towns.
Nice.
With the points of interest within our little pearls. And so we are currently working on an update of that. We do that all in-house. I'm the graphic designer who works on some of the smaller print pieces, and then we have some other graphic designers that we hire to do some of the larger print pieces like the destination guide. There is a lot that we take on in our office that sort of fits
a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, for sure.
Promoting some of our biggest assets. We have a wealth of wineries. With the agriculture that surrounds us, we have agritourism as a great opportunity for us, but also there's this idea of treasure trekking and finding your treasure in Shenandoah County. And so we have a really exciting video in progress to help individuals along their treasure and finding adventure. Speaking to
the yard crawl.
Yes. Yeah. The upcoming yard crawl.
Which is coming up this week. Yes.
It gets here so fast.
It does. It does. And besides the county fair, it marks the beginning of the end of summer. Which,
and I gotta tell you, with this heat and humidity, I'm happy to say goodbye to summer. I'm so done.
Yourself.
It is not even funny.
I'm enjoying the warm weather.
I'm just glad it rains again.
So where can people
river adventures.
go? If they go to your website, they can find all of these printed publications, request them to be sent to you. They can see them in digital version. And then they can also find the events and which music group is playing at which winery. All of that is there.
Visit ShenandoahCounty.com. And you will find, you can click to any of the tabs to find information about what our attractions are, places to eat, places to stay, etc. But you can also click on the events tab and you can see all of the, and there are a lot of events this year, this summer. So every weekend there is live music at all of the vineyards and the wineries and the breweries, even within the towns, like the Crossroads Music Fest, the Shenandoah Valley,
Music Festival.
Thank you, the Shenandoah Valley Music Festival.
Front Porch Fridays in Strasburg. And all of it is music. So there's your underlying thread that ties it all together, but it's different types of music. It's in different places.
Seven Bend State Park is doing music, and there's there's farm to table dinners taking place at some of our local farms that are really a unique experience. So there's a lot of stuff on.
Visit ShenandoahCounty.com to go to our website. Go to the events tab. You'll see all of the different events going on in August.
Thank you for inviting Brittany and I to the house.
Oh, yay.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
This is a beautiful
right?
atmosphere.
I'm just glad my dog didn't interrupt our visit here.
And Brittany, welcome back.
I'm so happy to be back and
We're
so excited about this opportunity to be able to chat about tourism, and I'm looking forward to all of the other adventures we're going to have together.
I will be back tomorrow with a brand new episode of The Valley Today, a few minutes after noon, so meet me here then.